Thank you very much, honorable members, and greetings to Mr. Matozi somewhere and the management of the district municipality. Let me indicate to you that you are actually appearing before the Standing Committee of Petitions and Public Participation. I will quickly introduce the members of the Standing Committee so that you must know who are you interacting with, and I would allow the petitioner to introduce himself and allow also the municipality to introduce the delegation. I see the emblem is here. I don't know the other delegation, and we will then introduce your delegation. But you are most welcome, and feel at home, feel free. This is the Standing Committee of Petitions and Public Participation. My name is Maurice Matlabuche. I'm the chairperson of the Standing Committee on Petition and Public Participation. On my right here is Honorable Mukawa, a member of the Standing Committee. She can just raise her hand so that you know her. Just next to Honorable Mukawa is Honorable Kosi Shivase, member of the committee. Just next to Honorable Kosi Shivase is Honorable Sikuru. Just to Honorable Sikuru is Honorable Dr. Selani, member of the committee. Then just next to Honorable Dr. Selani is Honorable the Chief Whip of the Legislature, Honorable Mukanyana, member of the committee also. And just next to Honorable Mukanyana it's Honorable Pogani. Just next to Honorable Pogani is Honorable Marx. These are the members of the Standing Committee on Petition and Public Participation. Can you quickly, coordinator, introduce the support staff? We do have the support staff that is also assisting us. Just quickly introduce them so that the petitioner and the respondent must know who's here from the administration side.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable members. From administration, this is myself. I'm Buda Ragmana, committee coordinator. We have Memalachi Joyce, who is our petition officer. We have also Dr. Kota, that side. It's our legal advisor. And then we have Mema Semola, who is our committee researcher. We have Meharamse, who is our outreach manager. And then we have Dr. Fali, who is our IT officer. We have Dr. Mawela Nechizile, who is our IT officer also. And then we have Ndate More from this side from communications. Thank you very much.
Just before I forgot, and your team, we are live. Normally our meetings are streaming live, so I thought I should then bring that to your attention. So can I then allow the petitioner that Matozi Samuel just to introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. My name is Matozi Samuel. I'm the one who brought the petition. I was working at the municipality as a chauffeur and protocol officer. Thank you, Chair.
He has actually appeared before us a number of times. That's why I'm familiar with the face. Can I then allow and just quickly introduce your team?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Standing Committee, and Honorable Members. I am Zanda Momentana, the Municipal Manager for Wembe District. With me and with the sitting Mayor for today, on behalf of the Executive Mayor for Wembe District, Councillor Dankondo, is Councillor Mamesi, Pastor Mamesi, sitting on behalf of our Executive Mayor. On my left, I have my GM Corporate Secretary, Mr. Lima Kota, followed by the Acting CFO, Mr. Alasan Bayen, followed by Mr. Rapunga, who is our Manager Legal Services, and then followed by Mr. Muhawa, our Deputy Manager Legal, also followed by our IGR Coordinator, who is Labengwa, and then we have Terry Mutaho also from Legal Services. I think Honorable Chair and the committee, that's my team from Wembe, today led by the Acting Executive Mayor. Thank you very much.
If I may ask, where is your Executive Mayor?
We wish Honorable Chair to send an apology on her behalf. She is leading the public participation, IDP public participation, and she felt that she should ask Councillor Mamesi to represent her for today. However, she is committed to the public participation.
Why was only the Councillor wanted to attend public participation and appear before the committee, if I may ask? Because as far as I remember, we have actually, the committee have decided to subpoena all of you, including her. Because my understanding, I've been the executive mayor for over 7.5 years. And I will know that when the standing committee calls me, because I have members of the mayoral committee, I will send them to go and represent me there and go to where I've been called. I mean, public participation, we know that public participation are taking place, and you know, the reason why she has members of the mayoral committee is for her to delegate in such activities. But in this kind where she's also aware that she has been subpoenaed to appear before the committee, she should have prioritized this meeting. The last meeting she could not attend because she was also prioritizing public committee meetings. Councillor, where is the letter that shows that you have been appointed as the executive mayor to appear before us? Do you have the letter?
He sent the invitation from you to me.
You don't have the letter. Let me just give it to Honorable Koyana and Honorable Marx.
Chair, though you covered me with your last question, I feel very embarrassed. I feel very embarrassed that we understand the loss of acting. When you act, it means someone is not on duty. You can't, both of you, now we've got an acting executive mayor, but the mayor is talking somewhere else. It can't be correct. It can't be correct. That we have got two mayors for the district municipality. The mayor is talking elsewhere today and now, but there is an acting mayor somewhere here who must come and represent the municipality. Who must not be played with. The mayor was subpoenaed. She was not called. Chairperson. She was subpoenaed by this standing committee. We take serious offense to such kind of behavior. To such kind of behavior. This old man had been attending meetings here, and you were not here. When you have to come here, you still do what you are doing now. Just wake up and appoint people, you are acting, you are acting. Maybe there is a third mayor acting somewhere else with this kind of conduct. Chair, we take very, very serious offense to this. I think you will convey our displeasure and disappointment and our frustrations with this municipality. And I think we will have to follow due processes so that we address this behavior, because it's unbecoming, disrespectful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, my chief whip may be embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed. They should be embarrassed. No mayor in this country is above the law. And we've got a provincial act, and the act is the Petitions Act 4 of 2003. And we're live on TV. This old man cried the previous time here. And this mayor, who's supposed to be the leader of the community, his or her community, is just showing the finger to the law. And I'm not going to hide my feelings from this mayor or to the community. I will move that this committee refer this conduct in terms of section 11 and open criminal charges in terms of that. That is what I will do when we engage. I'm not going to lie. Because the Act says, a person duly subpoenaed fails to attend a meeting of the committee at a time and a place specified in a subpoena is guilty of an offence. And then you can go and read the consequences of that. I will not accept it. And then considering further the tone of your letters, it just shows that you do not have respect for the law. And if that is the case in our country, I can't believe that the highest officials in this municipality is doing that. I, for one, will not accept it. I'm sure my colleagues are not going to accept it. And I can promise you there will be consequences for this deliberate showing of the finger for the law in this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Mukawa, you also raised your hand, Honorable Dr. Slab.
Thank you very much. I think I concur with the honorable, the two honorable members of what have just said. And we just feel that something needs to happen. And we just feel that what the municipality did, maybe it's because they undermine the Maduzi, because it's just the chauffeur. You understand the chauffeur, how they do the chauffeur. No, we are not going to attend him. We don't care. We are going to play our games. So even if they are playing their games, so not in this committee. Not in this committee. Especially after we have subpoenaed the municipality, but they continue doing the same thing. So we are not going to leave it like that. We are not going to leave that, because we must just show them that we are here to work. We must all follow the law of this country. So if we have subpoenaed, it's a serious thing. No, it's just legislation, there's nothing that they can do. Then we'll show that there's something that they can do. Today, not when. Thank you.
Honorable line.
No, thanks, Chairperson, and greetings once more to the district municipality. Mr. Matoti, today you are not going to say anything in this meeting. Why? Because you have been here for so many years, telling us that this municipality didn't pay you. And obviously we called them so that they must tell us and you why they didn't pay you. So now the chief whip or yourself will ask us very excellent question. Did the mayor in actual fact, or is there any letter that seeks to confirm that the councillor is appointed? Obviously no, because the response was that she was appointed through SMS. Sent through SMS. So it's a debate for another day. But I want to join the chorus of the committee members. The manner in which we have been disrespected. We have been disrespected by the Velde district municipality, and for so many times that they came here and the municipal manager could not avail himself, the mayor could not avail himself. I don't know whether, but we'll entertain the matter if, for example, we will afford them opportunity to tell us a simple question, Chair. Why have they failed to pay Mr. Matoti his own money? That's when we'll entertain. Thanks.
Oh, before Honorable Sekuru, then I would come in.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm sure that we are serious about what we are doing. I would suggest that the councillor concerned is certainly appointed through email. Excuse us because we don't progress against the mayor, and the rest may remain and we continue with it.
Before we do that, we maybe just to just to inform you. I've seen the note here. We invited you starting from last year, and the last time we also subpoenaed you to come and appear before the committee in Sukuk. And none of you attended that meeting. Yes, we then called another meeting, we then had to postpone it, and we also subpoenaed you. Even today, we have subpoenaed you way in advance to come and appear before the meeting, and which I think the executive mayor had an ample time also to deal with issues and make sure that she delegates somebody else to deal with her public participation and come and appear before the committee. But normally what requires us before, because in terms of section 10 of the Improper Petitions Act number 4/2003, every witness that appears or giving evidence before this committee must take oath of solemn affirmation. Before I could allow you also to speak on this meeting, except the councillor, because the councillor normally they do take an oath of solemn affirmation when they are sworn in as councillors. I would request all of you to stand up and follow me and take an oath, because we want to ask you some questions, but before we could respond to that, we then want to make sure that you have taken an oath, that whatever that you say before this committee, you must know that you are actually talking or you are speaking under oath or true affirmation.
So, before that, I think honorables always got the point, because the councillor matches out the agree that she might have taken an oath. I agree that if this committee, like the sentiments that I have, that we are disputing her appointment as the acting mayor. Therefore, the councillor cannot be part of this meeting. Because if we allow her to be part of the meeting, it would mean that we are endorsing that she's actually the acting mayor, because that's the capacity that she came up with, which she cannot prove that it is. So as a result of that, I would second Honorable Spool that the councillor must leave this meeting, the MM will take responsibility, and then we can take an oath. Thank you very much.
No, I fully agree with the committee because in the first place, the executive mayor should have privatized this meeting because that's where she has been subpoenaed to appear before the committee. Even if she has a letter, we will not accept it because she could have actually delegated to where she is or where she is attending and appear before the committee because we will not allow anybody to undermine this committee. You know, when you look outside, there are MEC who are waiting just to come and appear before the committee. There were a number of MECs who appeared before the committee. We have actually returned HODs and people and MEC, HODs and other senior managers from the departments. Because when we said we want the executive mayor, the executive mayor must leave everything and appear before the committee. And she can delegate somebody to go and attend those meetings there and appear before the committee. With due respect, I would allow you to excuse us and we remain with the accounting officer and the rest of the team. So that we should. You wanted to say something about
yes, Chair, maybe before she goes. Chair, I just want to remind you, Chair, that we actually did ask some questions the previous occasion for juniors. However, the reason why we specifically said that the decision takers must be here is that we can get a resolution today. So now we can ask questions, but we'll need to come back in any event. And then it will be postponed again for a decision. So, in my opinion, it will be a waste of time to ask questions, and then when the EM comes again, we need to ask questions again, and then they must make take a decision. So I think maybe we as the committee should first just discuss that as to whether or not we should continue today. That's my view. Because we said we want the mayor here who can make a call and can take it back to the council. And it doesn't seem that we're in a position there. And that is why I'm so frustrated and adamant that we're going to enforce or should enforce the provisions. Because now, for a third time, they are hamstringing our proceedings.
I think you can relate just for a moment. I think in principle the committee is not equipped and does not actually accept the apology of the executive mayor. Now we just, because there is a question that I would want, just a simple question that I would want the municipal manager to answer. And that will depend whether we continue with them or we release them. But with the executive mayor, it's very clear that we had to open a criminal case against her. Because she's not above the law. We need to set a very good example with her, because that can't be accepted. I thought I must just say that before I could release you, to respect the council. We are now released and then we could allow, you can then excuse us. Can I then request MM together with your delegation just to stand up so that we are able to take input and solve the issue. Like I've said, in terms of Section 10 of the Adjudication of Petitions Act number 4 of 2003, anyone that appears before or giving appear before or giving evidence before the committee need to take an oath or sort of affirmation. I would then request you just to follow me so that and to state your names and surname. Then follow me when I'll be reading this. You just say say your name and surnames. Swear that I'll be truthful and honest to the Committee of the Limpopo Provincial Legislature when giving evidence without any fear, favor, or prejudice, in accordance with Limpopo Petitions Act, the Constitution, and other laws. So help me God. Thank you. We, like I've said, Mr. Kutama, we have actually received the petition from Mr. Matus, for those who are familiar with it. And the reason why I then said, no, we would want to ask you a question, that whether are we in a position to resolve these issues, because we are familiar. I don't want you to give, because I will have seen your response to, so we just want to know as a committee whether you are willing to settle this matter and how do you think we can settle it, because this matter has actually been sitting with us for quite too long.
Respectively, Honorable Chair and members, our apologies for all the mishaps on behalf of the municipality and its leadership. I agree with you, Honorable Chair. As the municipal manager for Wembe when I joined in 2003, during the course of my work, I happened to meet Mr. Makosi, who took me through all the incidents that occurred from the previous years when I was interacting with my predecessors in terms of the case. What I can commit to the committee chair and the members is that as the accounting officer in the team, we believe the matter can be resolved amicably whilst following the laws. The permissible laws that guides the overtime, also the basic conditions of employment. In line with all other resolutions that Council has taken, when Mr. Makosi was working as an employee for Wembe District Municipality, as a chauffeur, both as a chauffeur and as well as a protocol officer. I think those laws, respectively, Chair, should also apply to him like any other employee who happened to be an employee of the municipality. I thank you, Chair.
No, Chair, I'm enticed by what the MM said. I'm enticed by that. But he was very semantical. And one would have preferred, since you indicated that the old man has been coming here and all those things, you know. His last statement gives courage to myself as a member of this committee. And I therefore will please with you, Chair, that that's that simply says, can the MM assist the committee as to how do they feel that the matter can be resolved? We understand the laws, and that's why we do not want to go. We just want a simple response to say we will pay, and then if we pay, these are our conditions for payment. One would be happy with such a statement. I'm not a semantical person. I would prefer that we cut straight to the chase. Thank you very much, Chair.
I'm sure you understood him the way I understood him. You know, when he was responding, I was also looking at the tone of the letter that he gave us. I say, but this is the very same tone, there's no change. You know? So what it means is to say, you know, it doesn't matter how long does it drag. It could drag up until the old man dies so that you could actually get what is due to him.
He's a lawyer.
So that's what it, that's how I understood the tone of when I also look at the content and the tone. But part of our responsibility is to make sure that we mediate in terms of these circumstances. I also understand, and that maybe I assume that's why the mayor is not here. I think saying no, I don't want to go and commit. And that's the reason why the mayor could not appear before the committee. That's then go and tell them about the law and see that's how we could. But we don't want that because, you know, there are a number of departments that appeared with almost similar cases that appeared before us. For an example, Department of Education appeared before us. And they could see, because once the MEC and the HOT are here, they would also look into this thing into another eye and say, no, but we have done injustice to this person. Then they have made a commitment that we could pay, and they went and the person was paid what was due to her, which also made the matter, rather than saying, because you know, the old man, I think he's way about 76 years now, he will not actually even have resources to go and fight this battle somewhere else. Even this up and down, this actually becomes a burden to him as a person. When we look into how the municipality have actually handled this matter, in 2016, there was a commitment made by the municipality in terms of how are they going to attend to the matter. And I have the copies of those letters with me here, and I think you also have them. So we thought that in that spirit, we could actually have a way of resolving these issues. And that's the reason why I thought maybe we could then give you an opportunity just to say then what do you think as an accounting officer. And we understand these things, even if how you could, you know, I've been in local government for over 24 years. I mean, if you tell me when these laws were introduced, MFMA, I was there. And you know also how to deal with issues of regular expenditure. If actually there is nothing behind you there on how we could handle it. Dr. Slay?
Yeah, no, thank you, Honorable Chairperson. The MM's response in this regard, you qualify to be a diplomat. So if you are to work with the international relation officer, suppose South Africa would not have any case by now. Because I'm happy because you are too observant in terms of the legality of this thing. But why the committee? This is a political committee. It's a political committee that seeks to resolve disputes. Whenever disputes as it arises. Our interest, one, is on the time frame within which this Mr. Matoti is going to be paid. And we as the committee will also instruct or make a recommendation to you to say at least within reasonable date you must pay. I know because your response you seek to suggest that you will treat him, you know, you stated obvious diplomatic statement. It's obvious, whatever thing that you are going to apply the law on the basis that he was an employee. You are going to do all those things. But the matter that is at hand now is that Mr. Matotu was not paid and was supposed to be paid. And us is to ask you the reason why you didn't pay. The previous man, I'm told, have instructed the management that this man must be paid. And even now, it's not been paid. Not this man. The previous man, I don't know what that is, that one or that, but there was that kind of instruction, I'm told, that he instructed the management to pay Mr. Matotu the amount of money and he could not pay. We understand that you as employee, you are going to follow the basic condition of employment, you are going to subject to all those laws of whatsoever. But what is critical, what we are interested or enticed in the language of the Honorable the Chief People, we want to know when and how are you going to pay. And if, for example, if that's so, we are interested about the time frame within which you are going to pay. Because we do not want a situation where we are going to be prolonged. Because the reason why it's not paid today is on the basis of administrative gymnastics. Where this one say, no, I can't pay because no, the other previous manager could not sign and all this. One aware of those gymnastics in the administration. But what we are interested about is in the same tone that you are saying that you want to find an amicable solution where the old man is going to pay his own money. I mean, he has worked for so many years. Imagine, for example, is a husband, is a father to many. Most of his grandchildren are going to university. Some they could not go to university because the old man does not have money. The money that he expected, which he has worked for so many years, he could not be paid. And now we are sitting with the matter where the legislature has convened you for several times with no appearance. At last, you are here. And what we are interested the most is not about to penalize individuals as a community. What we are interested, our fundamental purpose for our existence is to resolve disputes. And this is the kind of dispute that we want to entertain. We know that he's an employee. We know that basic condition of employment, equity and whatsoever. We know all those kind of things. That is what, you know, sitting here, the good part about this committee, Mr. Matotu, we've got people who have got experience of local government. I'm not doing it because of other reasons. I'm just born yesterday. But if you check far on my right, the honorable member has been the mayor. He knows what is happening. You know how that tomorrow he can take decision. He knows. He has demonstrated leadership for so many years whilst he was a man. Because to really understand that leadership is about the ability to take decision. Our chairperson there has been exerted man and man. So we are not going to be dribbled. We have got people who have got experience and expertise of local government. And the point that I want to drive is for us to resolve this particular dispute. To say we are too diplomatic. In the church, I have no shower or whatever now, we don't know you're responding in my understanding. We don't about following whatsoever laws and so forth. That's what you said. That's what you said. You are going to follow what you call. You don't have to refuse by shaking your hand. That's what you said. And the reason why the chief whip said that I don't want to follow the semantics It's not the basic that you said that you are going to follow the basic condition of employment, you are going to treat him like any other employees and so forth. Unless if you are telling us that you don't want to pay him, is that you must understand and take it from there. And if you are saying you are not going to pay him, we will follow the rules, we will follow the law. In such instances, if you are saying you are not going to pay him, is then that will take decision on that. When you are ready, because Mr. Matoti, the MM says you are going to be paid. What we are interested the most is the time frame within which you are going to be paid. And it is our understanding and expectation that you must be paid within reasonable time. Honorable Chair, and that is my submission.
Yeah, you can follow Honorable Sipu, Honorable Chibasi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The MM must understand that the law is not one-sided. If we are to follow the law, we have to follow it to the letter. You are moving from the premise that if your premise is valid, then it means that you must arrive at a conclusion that is sound. Honorable members have alluded to the fact that we have raised at the municipality a legitimate expectation from Mr. Matoti in 2016 and their documents to that effect. It therefore means that not any other solution can be arrived at other than acceding and implementing what promised Mr. Matoti. So I want to put it to you that Mr. Matoti must be paid on the premise or basis that we have raised a legitimate expectation to him. And as to how you then go about satisfying the law, this committee has got people who have sat in the local government sphere before. They will be able to assist you as to how then you can avoid things like your intervention by the Auditor General and so on and so forth. So you are right to say we must do it within the law, and we are doing exactly that in the head, unless we are adamant. Because we know that municipalities nowadays, especially in the administration, they would want to grant the case so that they can benefit from the laws. The case go to court, and then one way or the other they get kickbacks. So we don't want to go that route. We are saying that Mr. Matoti must be paid, and as to how we look at how we respond to the legislation, we are there to assist. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, actually we're talking about the sunset, because the answer here is straightforward. It's to pay him or not. Or you're supposed to ask us to give you a break to focus, because for the city he knows how I'm going to do it. It's very simple. Very, very simple. It's either we're going to pay him or not. That's all. And you must not come with other stories, because you know the facts.
Maybe just before we allow you, there is an internal memo of December 2016. So I'm sure you have a copy of it. This memo, when you look at the background of it, maybe I should then read it to you. Maybe the purpose, just let me start with the purpose, is to request progress report on the request of payment of SNT overtime in respect of Mr. Matosi and Mr. Maboko S. But we are more interested in Mr. Matosi. Now, the background part of it, it says during the meeting held on the 11th of 2016 between the acting CFO, acting general manager, office of the executive mayor, the acting general manager corporate services, and the PA to the executive mayor, it was resolved that corporate services will further handle this matter. And part of the recommendation, we recommend that corporate services provide progress report on the matter so that the issue can be resolved. And this matter was approved by the acting municipal manager and acting general manager for corporate services. With the council resolution on the very same matter, which by the time the executive mayor, Councillor Martini, briefed the council, and it was on the excessive overtime for water tanker drivers, executive mayor, driver, protocol officer, and emergency services personnel. It says the council considered the recommendation that the water tanker driver, mayor, driver, protocol officer, and emergency services and personnel be allowed to claim more than 30% of their monthly salary if worked to a particular range has been carried out. The recommendation was seconded. I don't want to mention the council, but the resolution number 64/2008/2012. The water tanker driver, the mayoral driver, the protocol officer, and the emergency personnel are allowed to claim more than 80% of their monthly salary if work to a particular range has been carried out. So I'm not sure whether you are aware of this thing. And these are the documents that will be submitted also by the petitioner. So maybe just without necessarily going there and there, that do you think you will be in a position to handle or resolve this issue? So that we know, so that we must close the matter.
Thank you.
Just in simple terms so that we are able to
Honorable Chair, I think that we direct Honorable Chair and members. According to our records, I'll give the General Manager of Corporate Services to according to my records, for the period that the employee 60 days, we don't worry. But the GM can make additions.
Thanks, Honorable Chair of the Petition Committee and members, and thanks, Municipal Manager, for giving me this opportunity to add on what you said. Chairperson, yes, we understand how you are now, and I think that was because of how we behaved as a very district municipality. But we need to be clear, Chair. I was happy when Doctor was indicating and other members, Chair, and when we were taking an oath, Chair, abiding also to the constitution of this country and other laws. And the same laws, Chair, that we will not want to set a precedence as a municipality that will not be able to maintain, looking at the nature of the environment of local government, Chair. As the MMS indicated, and the resolution that Chair has just read, that was taken in 2012. And prior to that resolution, Chair, in terms of the basic condition of Employment Act, and then in Purport Division, Chairperson, condition of services. If you go to section 10, the employee under discussion by that time, Chair, you want to put it on the record that in terms of the law that we were taking using the very same law until before 2012, Chair, he was not eligible for claiming of overtime in terms of law because he was above threshold. And it is clear that employees above threshold, they are not eligible to claim overtime. I think Chair, we need to indicate that. And that if you are to pay them overtime, then you need to submit an item to council. And it does not end there. After submitting an item to council, the municipal manager must write to the commissioner of SARBC. Yes, I see our memo. I cannot say we were not there because we inherited the problems that were there. Chairperson, myself and the municipal manager. But let me indicate that upon doing our investigations, we even tried to search if maybe we could get the claims wherein the incumbent worked for overtime that was to be paid to support this memo. Because with us, Chairperson, if you look into the memo that we are having, it is clear that there was a time when there was a submission, and in terms of law, the employee was encouraged to take time off, of which he refused, Chair. And according to our records, there is not any form of overtime that we can say, yes, the employee has worked this overtime, yes, there is this claim, then we are owing him. So hence, Chairperson, with the law that my honorables will indicate, that we don't want to set as precedents that even now, this is, and we don't want to take to our current situation, that we are busy writing a letter to the Commissioner of SARBC to request to be exempted to the provision of Section 8.1 of the Basic Condition of Services, wherein we should allow employees above thresholds to claim overtime so that we don't find ourselves wanting in doing something that is contrary to the law. So, Chair, we were not undermining the committee. We tried to investigate this matter. And we also looked into the memo that was submitted wherein the employee was advised to take overtime. And also considering, Chair, I think the then team and the then corporate services with the memo that I'm having, they also took into consideration the nature of the work that the employee was doing, to say it is too risky also to the executive mayor. Because yes, if the employee is not resting, and in OHS, it is not even healthy due to fatigue and exhaustion that the employee can get. But in terms of our record, Chair, we have the request, and in terms of the Basic Condition of Employment Act of 1997, Chair, we are not owing the employee. And the memo that we are having, the employee was advised to take time off. So that's our substitution. And that in 2012, before 2012, the time under claim, the resolution of council was not taken, wherein it was allowing the people above threshold to even claim over 50%. And they submit 10%. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for such a response to the GM. But when you were responding, there are two issues that I want to verify. One is that the old man was encouraged that there must be what you call set time off. Is there any letter that proves that he was encouraged? Secondly, was there any letter? I think it's one of the same thing, which seeks to prove that you indeed, in actual fact, told the old man that you have reached a threshold, and as such, he has to retire at that particular time. Is there any proof in that regard? Because I believe that if there is any action that should be taken under that circumstances, the administrator must provide a reason, a written reason for your own action that you have taken at that particular time. So that it proves that, yes, indeed, the old man was encouraged, the old man was advised that now is the time for threshold and so on. So if there is that letter, probably let us be assisted, Honorable Chairperson, so that we make the case. Thank you.
But remember, the letter that you are referring to, it was the one for 2011. But it's also 2016. There's this other ones that we are saying. This is the 2016, 6 December 2016. That one is for 2011. This is the 2016 one. I have a copy of both of them. But nevertheless, I think we understand the posture now that the municipality is taking. So the municipality, they are saying they are not even coming closer to what we are. That we wanted to mediate if they can get an amicable solution. That's what we're trying to do. Now, what they are saying now is to say, no, we are not ready to come closer to that. And that's why they are also quoting what they are quoting, supersede council resolution that was taken. That one is 2011, this resolution is the 25 one. There was also a memo of 2016. Now, I think it's better for us because I think the picture that we are receiving now, because they wanted to deal with that administratively. And that might not actually going to lead us to finding each other, because in simple terms, they are saying either you go to bargaining council or they go to approach any court if we still have issues. But where they are sitting, they don't own it. That's what they are saying. Honorable Koga?
Yeah, Chair, just one question out of the responses that were given, maybe as a form of confirmation, to get to understand if I might have captured them well. Are you confirming that you are saying there are no claim forms for the overtimes that have been spoken about here today, and that's what also gives you difficulty in making the payments? I just wanted confirmation if I got you well. That's the question I wanted to raise, Chair.
Chair, I thought we were treating on what you said when you said that we would have wanted to mediate between the two parties. But before you begin a process of mediation, you also would want to sense the willingness of the other party to resolve the matter. And I could see the attitude of the municipality, like you said, their posture is that of being legalistic. But then if they are to be legalistic, we would also be short to that, just for now. There is one question that I would want to ask here. Now, the municipality says we don't owe him anything. Fine, let's agree with that. But the municipality comes back and says we requested him to take days leave. In exchange of what?
And that letter, that what it's saying, no, it doesn't say, it's saying the possibility. That's what it says there. Look into that possibility, plus not saying he must take leave.
Exactly. Now, take days leave in exchange of what? That's the first thing. But the second issue is that it appears like there will always be memos which talks to the threshold of the petitioner here. Every time Bukari is connected over time, there will be a memo that will come, either justice threshold or we know the issue of thresholds and we understand that. But my worry is take leave in exchange of what? If you do not owe, if you don't owe me, you are not obliged to advise me to do anything. You do not do that. That's the first thing. You cannot expect that the employee would have given you claim forms when your attitude was not that of paying but of exchanging those overtime days with leave days. You can't expect him to have given you those travel claim forms because your poster at that point in time, which is your poster now, we are not going to pay you travel claims or overtime. Therefore, you would not have expected the petitioner at that point in time to have filled in claim forms. So, Chair, I think, like you said, we know where our limitations in law are, but we would not want our municipality to take that to our advantage and disadvantage our community members based on that. And the things that you say, you must say them because you must understand that the person that you're talking about is here. When you say you don't owe him, but we advise him to take leaves off in his absence, what does that mean? Thank you very much.
No, I don't think the reason why we normally want the political head of the institution to be here, it is on the basis that ourselves as politicians, the politicians can always have empathy and sympathy to people. Now, when administrators, when they have been given mandates, they will not move. They will not move, even if you want to engage and come through, they will not do that. So we should not necessarily want to take more time with them. For the mere fact that the political head refused to appear before the committee. I think we then have to release them and embark on the process, open a criminal case. Our legal advisor, we must then start that process now. I think the executive mayor failed to appear before the committee. And she was subpoenaed to appear before the committee. And for the mere fact that she could not come, and we felt being disrespected as the committee, and that's the view of the committee, to say we have subpoenaed her almost 3 times and she could, that she played violence. She disrespected us. We then take that route, the legal route, the route that we're supposed to take as the committee within what is prescribed in the Petitions Act, and do what is right, and do that. Maybe remain with the petitioner and release them. And maybe see how we finalize this matter. Because when the political head is not here, I don't think there is any decision that even if you can persuade them, for the mere fact that they have a particular mandate, they will not move from that mandate. So let's not waste more time on this matter and accept it as it is. And thank you for coming, because when we subpoenaed you, then you understood that it's a subpoena. Indeed, you have to come and appear before the committee. And let's do what the laws allows us to do when the person fails to appear before us when she was subpoenaed. I think if that is what the committee agrees, then that's the route that we should take. I don't think we should then give you an opportunity to respond. No. We have heard you, we understand your posture.
Yeah.
So it's not necessary, it's not going to help us.
Yeah.
So we should then release you. And thank you very much for appearing before us. You are released.
Thank you very much.
When we enter this matter in committee, take this opportunity to welcome the MEC Rachel, MEC responsible for public works, roads and infrastructure in our province. We have actually received the petition from Chendube Village and Europa Stakeholders Forum. We thought we could help them because both of them are dealing with the roads. So that we are able to deal with them and we release you once you have dealt with the truth. And let me also welcome the petitioners for also coming. We know that this petition has actually been sitting with the committee for quite too long. And just for the petitioners and the Honorable MEC team, we actually live so that you should know. I will quickly try to introduce the committee. The committee that actually appearing before is the Committee on Petitions and Public Participation. This standing committee is chaired by me. I'm Maurice Mataboche. I'm the chair of the Standing Committee on Petitions and Public Participation. I will quickly introduce the members of the Standing Committee. We have Honorable Mukawa, the member of the committee. Next to Honorable Mukawa is Honorable Kusi Chibase, member of the committee. Next to Honorable Chibase is Honorable Sipuro, member of the committee. Honorable Machete, member of the committee. Honorable Dr. Silani, member of the committee. Honorable Chief Whip Mukonyani, member of the committee. Honorable Kokani, member of the committee. And Honorable Marx, member of the committee. So this is the committee in security matters of petitions and public participation. Our committee coordinator will introduce the support staff. Just to make sure that we run our issues as the committee.
So thank you, Chairperson and honorable members, and our petitioners, and the honorable MEC. My name is Kula Ragmwana. I'm the coordinator for this committee. From this side, I have Mayor Malaki Joyce, who is our petition officer. We have Dr. Mnyepao, who also is our petition officer. We have Mayor Haramse, who is our outreach program manager. We have Dr. Kota, who is our legal advisor. We have Dr. More, who is our from our communication. And then we have Dr. Pata, who is our IT, who is from our IT. Dr. Nechitile, who is from communication. And then we have Ruth from our safety. And then we have Ndate Kongo Maitava, who is from ANC support. I think that's the administration. Those are the ones that we get from administration. Thank you very much.
Then I would request the Honorable MEC just to introduce your team that you are with today. Then later on, I will then give the petitioners also to introduce themselves.
Thanks very much, Honorable Chair of the Portfolio Committee. Greetings again to honorable members again, petition officers, staff from the legislature. Chair, I'm with the colleagues here from the Department of Public Resources and Infrastructure and RAD, our entity that is assisting us with implementation of our construction of the roads in the province. On my left is Mr. Mhala, who is also responsible for this engineering and RAL. And next to him is Mr. Makura, who's responsible for stakeholders and RAL. Next to Mr. Makura is Mr. Tima, who is the head of office in the office of the MEC. And the last one is Mr. O, the only woman that we have today is Mantenda, is the head of communications department. And next to him is Mr. Mola, MNO, in the office of the MEC. I don't see other colleagues. We also have Mr. Mshai, who is also working with us in the department. I think it's the last one. Thanks very much, Chair.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable MEC, and we want to appreciate for honoring our invitation and waiting from that time of that morning. It's almost 12:30 now. We have been waiting for us to adjudicate on the matters related to roads. We really wanted to appreciate that because we know that the last meeting that we were supposed to deal with these petitions, there was a visit of the president in our province. Because of a number of MECs had to attend, we then we got a number of apologies, we then had to postpone our meeting. And we really want to appreciate you for coming and appear before the standing committee. I was just giving an example. We just had the municipalities that appeared before us, and the mayor could not come, and we have also subpoenaed her, but she said no, she's busy with public participation. And we gave example that MECs are appearing before the committee, and mayors will decide not to come and appear and give those excuses that they are busy with IDP processes, while they also have members of the mayoral committee that they could delegate on their behalf. But we really appreciate that for taking the issue of accountability very seriously. Can we then allow the petitioners, Chindulo community, just to quickly introduce yourselves, and then after that, Kurakono Balopa, stakeholders forum.
Thank you very much, Mr.
I'm not sure who's leading the delegation there, but we can proceed, please.
Okay. No,
I think they must first take the oath.
Yeah, let's allow them to introduce themselves, then to allow them to take those two.
Thank you very much. I am Chindo Ajini from Royal Family, Royal Council Secretary. So on my right here,
I have Mr. Pumashingu, the chairperson of community members, civic organizations, followed by Mr. Magande, the ward committee member. And those two elders, you see, Mr. Msekwa Patrick in the red, and Mr. Metamora Amos. Those are from the Chief's Court, our elders. And the last one, I have Mr. GOTV, also the civic members. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Maybe you don't have to frustrate the elder. You can also allow them to use their own language. We know exactly why they're here. So, let's come and tell us not the one who knows. I will let you score.
Guru passing orders. We can introduce ourselves and introduce the team that we
I'm Ibrahim Mahabat from Lopa State
the problem level because we rely on labor to our team can hear you.
Kamu turun la langit na Steve Nambe, State Deputy Secretary. Then kamu na Steve Fupa, Deputy Chairperson. Na Alfred or Chairperson. Then for
normally what happens when you appear before the committee, we firstly give the petitioners an opportunity to present their case. But I wanted to just to be in brief so that we have your petition, we have read it, right, so you don't have to go in details. You just summarize it so that at least the MEC should be in a position to understand. But also he has your petition, but at least he wants to hear from you what is your issue. Then we then give the department through MEC an opportunity also to respond, then allow honorable members just to engage on your petition. But I must say to you, the petitioners and the team of the office of the MEC, normally when, in terms of Section 10 of Limpopo Petitions Act number 4 of 2003, every witness or anyone that appears before the committee or giving evidence before the committee supposed to take an oath or solemn affirmation. So that let's say whatever under oath. But we will not allow the Honorable MEC to take oath. The grants and number of officers already has taken an oath. We would allow maybe the team and yourself as petitioners to take oath. So normally what happens is that I'm going to read an oath. So you then say your name and you say name, and you follow me as and when I'm reading the oath, so that you know that whatever that you say in this meeting, you are speaking under oath, so that you must know whatever that you say, you are speaking under oath. So before I would allow you, then I would request you to stand up, accept the Honorable MEC, then you just follow me by saying your name and say name. I say your name and say name. I swear that I will be truthful and honest to the Committee of the Limpopo Provincial Legislature when giving evidence without any fear, favor, or prejudice in accordance with Limpopo Petitions Act, the Constitution, and other laws. So help me God. Galera. Normally what happens is the Petitions Act, as the Petition Committee or Standing Committee on Petitions, as and when we get a petition, we normally refer that petition to a respondent. Now in this case, your petitions, it was more about roads. So your petition has been referred to the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, which also falls under that department. Now, like I've said, we have heard, you know the content of your petition. So what we are going to request you is also just to give a summary or a brief summary of your petition, so that then Kamara Hamo will give the MEC and his team to respond to your petition. Already, they have also responded to us, and we know what are the issues, and we know what entails your petition. So let's start with Chilendulu, when you present Chilendulu. So I'm sorry not pronouncing it correctly. So let me give you an opportunity just to give a brief summary of your petition.
Thank you very much. I may call you a program director.
No, I'm the chair of the committee.
The chair of the committee. Before, like what you have said, things won't be the same. We used to be here most of the time. I think today we'll be here for the 5th, if not 6th times. So I will start differently, because I heard that Honorable the Chief, I don't know whether I do it right or not. I have to kneel down and say, I heard that the Honorable Media Chief was listening. So the only way to greet him on our side is to kneel down and say, come here. The chairperson, I will start this presentation other way around and allow me to do this. I don't know, on behalf of my colleagues, the one whom I'm working with, why should we have legislature? Maybe today you will clarify us. The reason being, we never enjoy the benefits of having a legislature in this province. I don't know, maybe it's working different compared to other legislatures in other provinces. This one, like what I said, I don't know why should we come here more than 5 times complaining about one thing. I don't know how we work, I don't know your principles, but I believe, I'm referring now to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, based on Constitutional Act 108 of 1996, whereby South Africa underwent a radical transition from the being oppressed by the apartheid regime to democratical constitution. So we cannot even say today, it's like we are still being oppressed. I don't know because minority or what, I don't know, but it's still being oppressed. We don't know why are we saying we are living in a democracy, why we are being oppressed. When I say oppressed,
thank you very much. With due respect, this is the legislature where the petitioner is at. You requested the petitioner to give a summary of the petition that we have referred. If the petitioner would want to talk to the legislature about the constitutions and other issues that they are raising, they should do so. We are here to adjudicate over a petition about the road infrastructure. Can they please speak to that? We are not here to get presentations or lectures. We are here to adjudicate petitions. Therefore, the petitioner submitted a petition. Let the petitioner speak to their petitions. If they want to address us on other matters, we are always open. They can write to us. We will give them that opportunity. Thank you very much.
so thank you very much for being called into order. That's why you're here. I'm really appreciate what you said. That's the reason why you are accommodating. So in short, I'm very much here because it's like you did visit our petition. I was very much, it was embarrassed if maybe we are starting first, if we are starting this new process, whereas it's long before, it's overdue for a long time. So I'm going to summarize. I am happy because the MEC is here, together with the RAP. Just, in fact, in short, we are just reminding them, for how long should we write them letters so that they can help us? I'm referring both RAP, I'm referring both MEC, I'm referring to the public work. Only for how long? Maybe today they can clarify. For how long should we write them letters so that they can respond us, possibly like other places? So we started this meeting in 2007. Today it's 18 years. So we are coming here and we come with a concrete agreement. When we go back home, nothing happened. So we have been referred to MEC. I cannot remember the name of the MEC whom we have been referred. So to have a meeting with, and that meeting falls on, it just disappeared. And then for now, we have been referred to the public works several times, but never bear fruit. So in short, I have a record here, meeting number 1 which happened in 2007, and we have meeting number 2 which happened on the 18th May 2016, and then meeting number 3. We came here, and then that meeting took place on the 14th July 2017, and then meeting number 4. It also came here 20 February 2018, and the last meeting it took place at our village, the village was. It's whereby we even asked those people from the many questions, because the guys from public works never attended that meeting, and they are the ones who should give us answers. I'm telling you, the chairperson, we have many letters here, letters from which we refer to RAL and even respond, and even their signatures. The letters which hinders us a lot is the letter which has been signed by the director of public works.
Chair, may I intervene again? We understand there was a lot of delay for you, Chair, but can you focus and tell us what is the problem?
Our problem is about road.
Tell us what is the problem of the road.
The problem, they are not attending to our concern based on road. So
So guys, sometimes you have to guide us. Otherwise, if we interrupt like this, we are not going now. Because what I'm saying,
Through
you
you,
should
Chair.
maybe teach us or lecture
Can you
us.
tell us what road, I'm not trying to stop you. We understand there was a delay. Please tell us what road, where is the road? How does the road look? Is it no road? Is it a gravel road? Is there potholes? Please tell us what is
So
the
the
problem
road
of
you are
the road.
talking about is G5.
Wait a bit. I would then want to request also the honorable members. You know, sometimes we must understand the frustrations that other people find themselves in. But the reason why I said let's give them an opportunity, but I wanted you to focus on your request. And it's not the fact that and I would understand why, because the first petition that we are talking about, maybe for the benefit of the honorable members of 2007, it essentially has a lot of issues. And we're also taking responsibility as this seventh administration of what happened previously. Your issues were talking about water. There was no water supply, there was no cleaning, there was no cell phone networks, and now the issue that is still outstanding is the issue of the roads. That I want to ask, because now we have actually requested the MEC responsible for public works, roads and infrastructure, which also falls under it. I think what honorable members are saying, you must say which road are you preparing and the condition of the road. And please don't say these other things, because we understand, but where I'm sitting, I understand the frustrations, because you want us to deliver services to you as government. And you want us as government to attend to your issues as quickly as possible when you raise matters with us. So can you focus on the roads, the name of the roads, if you know it, if you don't know it, because we have it, we will assist you.
So let me be sure, the name of the road is G5000. And then let me try to summarize. I just quote the years which we meet. I'm going to now summarize in writing. So we had a meeting at Chendo on the 2007 where the issue of Poor Road was discussed. The department promised to gravel the road and fulfill its promise. The problem is our area. It's in a terrain. When the rain comes, that gravel washed away and resulting in wasteful expenditure. Meeting number 2, it held at the Parliamentary Village, Polokwane, on the 18th May 2016 to discuss the same issue. By that time, our road was in a state of mess. It was like an animal path, full of trees hanging around by the roadside. Also, the road surface was full of rocks. After that meeting, the Department of Public Works Roads Infrastructure, together with RAN, visited the area on 23 May 2016, where the RAN recommended that this road needs to be upgraded because re-graveling is a waste of time and government money because the area is in terrain, full of steep slopes. Attendance register of that meeting at hand. And then we attach the attendance register. I'm not going to read it, for in case if maybe those guys from RAN, they are hesitating, they can come and see their signature. I only called the name of Chisani. Chisani is still working for RAN. Meeting number 3, it held at Parliamentary Village, Polokwane again, 14 July 2017, to discuss the same issue. See attached invitation letter. There is an invitation letter there. And then we have a meeting number 4, held at Parliamentary Village, Polokwane again, 20 February 2018. After that meeting, the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure issued a letter to RAN indicating that a permanent remedy to problem of that road D5000 can be through surfacing of the road. Letter attached. The letter is attached here is the one which I said has been signed by Director Chindani, if I'm spelling it right. And then as the community, we also wrote our letter to RAN to also inform them about the resolution taken by District Department. Letter is attached also. On the 16th March 2019, the Office of MEC invited Chenyo community to meeting supposed to be held on the 2 April 2019 at Bembe District Municipality. On 1st April 2019, the Office of MEC issued the cancellation letter of that meeting. Invitation and cancellation of the meeting at hand. We have that letter with your cancellation. Until now, we are still waiting the next date of the meeting to be communicated. When making follow-up, we got no answer. Meeting number 5, held at Chenyo Primary School on the 15th February 2022, only the community and the Standing Committee on Public Participation and petitioner attended. The Department of Public Works and Road Infrastructure did not pick up attendance register of the meeting at hand. My program director and the chairperson of the Standing Committee on the Public Participation and Petition, due to frustration caused by the department, the community forced to take the matter into their own hands. They decided to collect money or top up money from their pocket to fix that road by themselves, which is not good for such poor community like Chenyo Village. See attached photos. We have photos here indicating the guys who are working on roads. They done so much so because currently the state of the road is too bad. Our beloved government said service to the people, but this Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure do the opposite by saying people to the service, by not giving them the required service. But the question need to be answered is when our people should go for service. My program director today is our meeting number 6, discussing one and the same issue without progress. Only wasting government money by eating nice food and drinking cup of coffees. In conclusion, we discovered that progress in this department is disturbed or affected, changing the administration. When the new administration comes into power, all the previous plans become null and void. If it needs be, we are humbly requesting the Standing Committee on the Public Participation and Petition to force this department to implement the resolution taken by district department to solve the 5,000 problem through surfacing before it is too late. We will be happy if one day when our Premier Dr. Popira Matuba or MEC of the roads included D5,000 to the list of the roads that needs to be upgraded in her or his speech. Thank you. That's all.
We really appreciate, but maybe I wanted to bring the following to your attention. You know, when we invited to, because we should have had that meeting, we could not have it. We wanted to postpone. The MEC for Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure said to me, I want to be part of that meeting. I don't want to delegate. I wanted to be there in person, so that all these issues that our people are raising, we get attended to. So that's how serious and the commitment we are also getting from our MEC responsible for public works, roads and infrastructure. And I'm saying this so that our people must know it's a commitment that he has shown, and he's here today, young and energetic. No, we are not in a community meeting now. Just be patient. I give you an opportunity to speak, and I would expect you to do the same. So we will give them an opportunity also to respond and on how they think your issues will be attended to. Yes, we understand the frustrations, but at the same time we request you also to be patient. I would then suggest that the local stakeholders also, and I would request you just to be brief, so that when the department responds to your issues, they will can respond to both of you and then see, so that we also give an opportunity to another members and engage. For your information, this is standing committee, we have resolved so many things. We actually adopted the report of the period of last year up until the end of the progress, and I can confirm that we got a good story to tell. So we are actually committed in making sure that issues raised by our people get resolved. And we want our people also to be very patient as and when they appear. Don't be emotional, we understand the frustrations, but also equally let's be respectful as and when we present our issues. What is that the end for?
Yeah, I want to rectify or to correct what you have been saying. The meeting that we are referring or the Department of the MEC did not pick up with his department was held on 15 February 2022 up there at Chile Village. The public participation, the committee was there at Chile. So the department did not reach out. That is the meeting that we are referring to.
No, we understand you. And we have that on paper on what you have just presented. So we just wanted you just to present in summary the brief of the story in the presence of the MEC, so that when he responds to your issues, at least you know, and also how are they going to deal with this matter of your road D5000 as we move forward. We have seen the pictures, we have seen how the roads are bad, the state of the roads. We know that. It's not like we have not looked into your issue. We have read it, you know, where I'm sitting now, I have pictures of the roads that we are actually talking about. So everything, don't think we don't know the state of the roads that we are actually talking on and referring to. We know. Don't worry, the government is here, the MEC is here, we will respond. Because part of our responsibility as the Standing Committee on Petition is to make sure that we mediate your frustration so that there should be an intervention, either by the department, so that we address all these issues, because we know we need help, and the government is also committed to attend to your issues. For the mere fact that MEC said, no, I want to be there, it shows commitment. Can we then take Bolo Stakeholders Forum?
Yes, we are here because of Road D44. So for many years, we started discussing the issue with the local municipality. Nothing happened until we decided that we should just make a petition. We started discussing that road problem with the local municipality dependency, and at the end of the day we found that nothing is happening until we decided that we have to make a petition. So now, after sending that petition or signing that petition, the office responded to us in 2019 January, on the 15th, the letter that I received. Then now the problem just goes on like that. So now until they indicated that when we need a follow-up to the office, they indicated that they were looking for my contact as I was dealing with some other issues. So now we are pleased as you invited us here today for that issue. So what our request was that we need to have a positive response from your side concerning the construction of that road. This is a main road where we use taxis and our private transport on that road. So it's not in a good condition. So our request is that you could just have a positive response in order for that road to be constructed. Briefly, that is our problem. Thank you.
Or you want to add?
Yes, to add on that road, I'm asking the MEC if they can, if possible, they can make the car, the heavy road, because our area is like a hill. So when the waters can so the channel sometimes is not going to be if positive, but if it's not, then we will do it. But we are wishing they can be that's my
Just let me see, in their record they have stated that the road was budgeted for on 2017-18 financial year to upgrade the road. And the road at the 5,000, I think it's about 11.5 kilometers. The distance of the road. This one 11.5 is the 5,000. I think maybe we can now give MEC and this team to respond to your petition.
No, thanks very much, Honorable Chair. Maybe before I get in, let me allow Mr. Khala to respond to the issues as raised by our two communities. So, Chair.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Chairperson, Honorable members.
Yeah, you have been here since the morning. It's now 1 o'clock.
My apologies.
No, I don't blame you.
Honorable members and all of the MEC and colleagues, and also community members.
Chair, can we request Mr. Mukhala, out of respect, you have to stand up because I would say noise there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to firstly to acknowledge that we know about these roads that they mentioned, both the D5000 and also the Sorovanin Road. We both know them, and we have been engaging these communities as they are indicating. But let me start with the Chendul one. Chendul one is 11.5 kilometers of road. The terrain is very bad. When it's raining, they can't even be able to move. Yeah. And during the public participation with the municipalities, when municipalities was compiling the priority list during 2019 financial year, both Makado, because the road cuts through Makado and Tulamela municipality, the district during that process, they did not prioritize these roads. So the list of priorities that we have compiled during that process in the 2019 financial year, these roads doesn't feature during that process. Now what it means is that because since that priorities was done long time ago, now we are intending through the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure
resuscitate that process again so that we can review the priorities that was done previously. Then the Honorable MEC will then consider that. But I wanted to start at that. Now, what we were doing with this community through the district director that they are mentioning, we're trying to regravel the road so that it can be drivable and so that the access can be made. And they are right, when it's rain, the gravel will be washed away. That is the challenge we are having on this road. And the 11.5 kilometers will take more or less more than 150 millions to tar the road, of which we currently don't have that money due to our financial constraints. So that is the status of G5000 road. It's an important road because it connects various villages. It also enhances economic opportunities. To us, it's an important road, but due to those challenges that I've mentioned, currently we won't be able to go and cut that road. That is the status of G5000. Now, the status of Sorwanen Road is the link road that connect R37 road. It gets through the village and then is going up. During the process of prioritization with municipalities, then Lepel and Kumpi managed to prioritize these roads. It's in the list of priority for Lepel and Kumpi municipality. What we're lacking currently is the funds to do the design and to do the actual construction of the road. Correctly so, when we do the design, we'll take all those considerations as they are requesting to say it should be in paving. We'll do those considerations when we do the designs. But due to our financial constraints, we cannot even be able to design and even be able to construct the road. And also, then we'll liaise with our department of works to prioritize it when to do regraveling so that the roads will be able to have accessibility. Thank you, Chairperson.
Through you, Chair, maybe if you allow me. No, thanks very much. And let me take this opportunity again to bring honorable members. You know, listening at the frustrations of our communities is really hitting. We all understand, but maybe for the sake of the meeting, if I can take you to town, you will be able to understand where we are now and what is our plan. One is that, like you said, when we received an invitation, I said I want to come personally to listen to our communities. And you, on behalf of the committee, you then allowed us to postpone the meeting, and for that we appreciate. Two is that we are at this situation because maybe at some point we were afraid to tell the truth. If you can be closer to Honorable Mugabe, you might not be one of those that are afraid to tell the truth, even if it's not fashionable. I'm saying that because we are in a province where we are having more than 21,000 kilometers stretch more than 21,000 kilometers. And out of that 21,000, only 8,000 Kichawa is holding. 13,000, which is 66%, is gravel. So we're having communities here, two of our communities, one is 11,5, while the other one is 4,3. You can add that and then minus it by 13,000. Then you'll understand the stress that we have as the department. And if practically you take a calculator and as per the budget of a kilometer, which we are told is close to 50 million, you will need around about more than 300 billion, which all of us who agree seated here that we are not going to have that in our lifetime. So that is why when we arrived as the Serene administration, when we look into all those issues, then we said to ourselves, we have to do something rather than just fold our arms and complain. That is why we came up with the Wednesday concept, service delivery initiative. We came with that program solely to make sure that we deal with some of these issues that our communities are raising. Because the other problem, Honorable Chair, is that on top of our roads that are not drivable, or on top of our roads that our communities are saying to us that they need tar, those roads completely are not drivable. That becomes a problem. You can't drive on that road to schools, to clinics, and to other important facilities. So that becomes a problem. That is why we came up with the Wednesday program. And if you look at the program, we are not relying on anyone from outside, from our yellow fleet and also personnel. We are using our own internal staff with our own yellow fleet to deal with that issue of regraveling. Yes, it's true. In the past, we were doing regraveling through RAL. You find that we spend maybe 5 million on a road or 10 million on a road. That is why our communities are angry that you should have taken this money and do tar. So now we are no longer doing regraveling through RAL or through outsourcing. We are doing regraveling ourselves as the department. And I looked at both the reports from our two roads, and I then said that we are going to, in the meantime, instruct our colleagues at the department, especially those that are from the roads infrastructure section, to prioritize these particular two roads in terms of regraveling, Wednesday, where we are going to do our work there to make those roads drivable. Because the fact of the matter is that there is no money. Currently, the budget that I'm going to present on Tuesday, RAL is allocated less than $1 billion to construct our roads from gravel to tar, less than $1 billion, and we need more than $3 billion. So, from where we're seated now, and we don't want to make a mistake again where we come here, we commit things that are not going to happen. That is why we're dealing with overcommitment at RAL, where our colleagues committed more than 1.3 billion. They just committed projects that they don't have money, which is a problem. And when you ask, some of the residents are saying it's a pressure from our communities. So we're not going to run that risk and commit to our communities on what we're not going to be able to do. So, and this is one of the important committees that we can't come here and want to promise that we are not going to do. Like they said that on this one of 11,5, we need to then do reprioritization in the meantime so that it comes up because it was not prioritized by the district municipality. And by the way, we are working together. That is why there is district development model, where as government we need to work together, municipalities, local municipalities, district and provincial government. So we are going to, through my office, because I was given those responsibilities by ESCO that I need to reprioritize roads. So, but it's a problem. You are in a family, you are the man of the house, you only earn 100 rand. And what actually is needed is more than 5,000. And they say you must reprioritize on the 100 rand. So you can see the problem that I find myself in. But one day we shall overcome, because we are not solely relying on government money. That is why even on Tuesday I'm going to be presenting to the people of this province that through our engagements with some mines, they managed to give us some resources to then upgrade those roads, especially those that are nearer to where they are mining. So this is some of the things that we are doing in the meantime, because truly speaking, all of us will know here our economy is not doing well. We don't have money, but what we can assure the communities that as and when we are doing our prioritization on developer one, we are going to check if the designs are there. And one other problem, Chair and honorable members, that we have noticed, especially at our entities, that we were just doing designs, a lot of designs without the budget. Because if you don't design this today and then there's no budget, in the next 2 years that design is expired, you have to do designs again. So I said to them that let's stop this thing of just doing design where we don't even have money. Let's wait for us to have those resources, then we do design as and when we are ready. So I say here too on behalf of the department that we are going to make sure that, because this one of Blopa is already prioritized by the municipality, as and when there are resources, we are going to prioritize it. But it's safe to say that even though they can be prioritized in the next financial years to come, it's not possible, Chair, to do 4.3 kilometers at the go or 11.5 kilometers at the go. We are going to do all these roads phases, because we don't have enough resources. So what I can assure our communities here is that we are a listening and caring government. That is why right now we have taken a decision to establish stakeholder Tuesday meetings, where we meet with our stakeholders, including sharing, including councillor, including forums and all that. We are meeting everyone at the department. And I can assure this committee that you will see, especially when coming to roads, currently you will not have problems because we are having this type of meetings. That is why even to stay outside to wait for our turn to come was not a problem, because every Tuesday I dedicated myself to be in the office to listen to communities. At some point I meet 6 or 7 communities where they will be led by their traditional leaders, so that we can then explain ourselves on where we are as government. Because our communities, some of them, when we meet with them, the issue is that we don't redress to them as government. And we have taken a decision that through Stakeholder Tuesday, we'll be able to present ourselves that we are here as government, this is our plan. That's how we are going to run going forward. So I think, Chair, I've managed to answer all those questions. In the meantime, I will instruct that they can go to them, because the graveling part that we do it in such a way that we are just left with Skondiri to put on top of that road. We are doing it perfectly using our own internal staff. That is why we have pushed as the department to hire more staff. 342 newly employed employees, newly appointed employees in the department in the last or in the past 5 months as the department. Why? Because we want to strengthen the internal capacity of the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure to make sure that we deal with some of these frustrations that our communities find themselves in. With due respect, over to you, Chair.
Well, thank you very much for the response. I can give now honorable members an opportunity to speak to the response. Honorable Machepe, Dr. Silani, and Honorable Nicola, and Honorable Miguel.
Thanks very much. I think we should appreciate the intervention from the MEC. That between now and that time of reprioritization and the prioritization of that other road by that municipality, that the intervention will be made in the form of recraveling. And that matter will then receive an urgent attention. I think from that premise, it gives us a way in terms of what needs to be done to try and deal with the challenge that communities are raising. So I think from my side, I would say, in part, not in whole, there is an intervention that is going to be made that will take a form of a recovery. That will not take time, because there's an indication that there will be an instruction provided that that gets done. The question would be how consistent that program would be. And I think if it is to be done and there's consistency in terms of maintenance and all of that, then communities will be able to deal with that. But of course, as representatives of communities, you also have a share of your view on the matter. But I'm saying this meeting also assisted in coming up with a way forward in terms of how to deal with the problem that is there currently. And I think we should be able to appreciate that. The issue of reprioritization will then follow the process that would have to take place. But stakeholders that are affected will have to ensure that they are also a part of the program so that they also understand what is happening and so on. But I think there's an intervention, and we should be able to appreciate that intervention and also get a sense from your side in terms of how do you take the intervention forward, because clearly there's work that is going to be done in order to deal with the current challenges while we are waiting for other things to come in the future. Thanks, Chair.
Honorable Dr. Silani.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Greetings to the MEC and the entire entourage, but also extend to the greetings to the petitioners who came here to seek for assistance regarding their road in their respective villages. Honorable Chairperson, this is a difficult matter. It's a difficult matter because the petitioners, they came here with the understanding that they will get their dispute resolved. And as a result, we then call upon the administrator or the department so that they can adequately respond to their demand. And now the department is here, represented by the MEC. And obviously they did give a response insofar as the road that these petitioners they presented is concerned. But now, informed by the presentation or response by the department, Mr. Makura, is the fact that the department historically has always budgeted for the roads. And we've seen or experienced a situation where you had a lot of engineers who were there, who were designing every day, but those designs were not helpful. But at the same time, given what the MEC is presenting, is the fact that you do have the intention to go and help the communities. But the problem that we are facing that compromise that intention is the fact that you do not have the financial capacity to execute that particular task. And this is a difficult question that warrants a rethink as to what is it that we must do in order for us to address similar cases which are being presented today insofar as roads are concerned. So now, the department finds it very much difficult because the budget that is being allocated according to the presentation is very much slim, to an extent that it can't cover so many roads that they are expecting to cover in this particular financial year. And the assumption now is that the department over this financial year, it might not have budgeted for the roads which we are discussing today. And now, what then do we do? Firstly, I must just also appreciate the fact, Chairperson, that those things of road design, at least now, they will be limited, given the intervention that the EC you are coming up with. And obviously, when you want to construct or whatever maintenance of the roads, you have to do it informed by the budget. The difficulty here, Chairperson, how are we going to assist this community? Because now you did present to us about the historical events which happened and the commitment by the department there. And at the same time, we must also appreciate what an honest reflection from the MEC, what in actual fact the department is faced with insofar as budget is concerned. Because I don't think that there will be anyone, including the department, can tar the road without budget. We need to face reality. But it is the legitimate expectation that the community at this point in time will want their roads to be tarred. But the unfortunate part is that the department does not have the financial capacity. A very difficult situation which I think we find ourselves. How do we then resolve? Obviously, the MEC spoke about those interventions of regraveling the and so on. But how do we then move to ensure that communities, they get what they wanted ultimately? Even this financial year, the relative Mr. Makura, that you didn't budget it for. You don't have that money. And it's good that when you talk to community, you tell them the truth, because the truth will save this government in future. If that, there were so many people came here, I think my experience, Honorable Chief Whip, over the past 5 years when I was serving this committee, is that people do commitment. But by the time one initial fact, department do commitment. By the time when people comes, to this kind of a meeting, the department will run away or shift, exonerate themselves from their responsibility, as if they never in actual fact committed themselves before. But I'm here, I'm happy because now we have been told of finance, something that we need to debate, especially at our level, but also in our meeting in the legislature. But also the executive council should consider that. Because a budget which is limited does not have in actual fact the length to resolve all those problems that we are having. This might not in actual fact be the only rules, as the NEC has indicated, which must be in actual fact be taught, be maintained and so forth. The question that is posed amongst ourselves here is that then how do we then do if, for example, the budget is limited, despite all this English that has been spoken about reprioritization and so forth, but how do we then make it a point or not? The budget that is being allocated, in the previous years, we had the experience of budget cuts. In the previous years, where for example, department provincial treasurer will just cut the money that's supposed to meant for service delivery is being cut for their reasonable beliefs. But now, in this case, the question remains, from this meeting, informed by the response of the NEC, what then must happen? And I do believe, I want to persuade other honorable members to say, probably this might compromise our ability, especially in doing our oversight work. Because communities now they came, they've got a legitimate expectation. They want services. And now the department, from their side, they don't have a problem. But now the problem, Mr. Makul, the problem is that you do not have money. I want to challenge. Then what we then do? Is the question that we need to answer also. Because if there is no budget, there will be no discussion. Because you will be unable to execute your own responsibility as the executive. Because you depend on budget. So many plans were done before, designed for but engineer khale ku kile sevela mo chief ipikire khale ba ija chelete ba sabuni ba ija chelete the chelete ke ba ri sha ba ro ka suwa ba mo wa in the face of design or when design honorable MEC, they need to be stopped. They need to be stopped because engineers are milking us every day. Design. And I was not aware that immediately those designs, they fade away. And that's the problem. That's the problem. So, without too much, a question is being posed. When the more department in Yaka I have a problem now, but the problem is money. They don't have. And it is practically impossible for them to go and turn the roads wherever there is no money. Then in that situation, how do we then deal with it? Because both the community, the department and ourselves, we should see or know how we then assist each other or that problem if one or one is resolved. Because it can never be that the matter can be left unattended rather than anything at the ultimate end, those people they must be given root. They must be given root. So in a way, I don't think because now we got the response, and also that's illegal, especially when it comes to turning of the roads, because if challenge and the department area will implement, then what will they do? is a question for us. Thank you.
No, I want honorable members to just to be precise, because as I said, when I was listening to the response from the MEC, he made there are some interventions that are going to work there. Firstly, he spoke about reprioritization of the roads, which means, and I think our communities must understand it, when they reprioritize the roads, which means from every district, they are going to look into maybe when they see on the list that the roads that have been prioritized. Then they will take you from the bottom up, that which means that when the budget allows the department, then it will be prioritized for that road. But second, the second intervention that the MEC spoke about was to say through his program at the Wednesday, they will make sure with the district that they go and re-gravel those roads. Which means in the meantime, when we don't have a tarred road, at least your roads are user friendly, you could go to work, you could go to clinics, you could go to schools, you could access other towns using the medicine road. That is the intervention that we spoke about. So it's not like there is no solutions. There are solutions. But the honest reflection only, there is no money. For us, for government to tar all the 21,000 kilometers, it means 3 billion. Right? So there is no, that budget does not allow us to cater for 21,000. They only have less than $1 billion, which means they could not even do a quarter of those roads. It's not like there are no solutions. The immediate solution is that you are going to be priority, your roads, your T5000, your D4044 is going to be prioritized, and your roads are going to be re-gravelled. What we then request the MEC is just to look into the dates in which we are going to do re-gravelling, so that ourselves as the committee will also send a delegation together with the stakeholders, just to make sure that when you do that increase for our records also, you must know that from the meeting that we had, this it has been a progress, so that when we table the report in the legislature, we should say after the petitions that we have received, these are the interventions made by the MEC for public works, roads and infrastructure, and we were part as in when he embarked on that program at the Wednesday. I think I was just trying to give the meeting a direction. Our people must have hope that government is doing something and is a commitment. For sure, we have heard the MEC. He said that comes over our heart.
Thank you very much. I think I liked that redirection of the meeting. You know, Chair, one of the mistakes also that we must do as a committee is to create an expectation that when people petition departments or petition any other institution and it comes to us, they will get what they want. It must never appear to be like that, because so if we create such an expectation, we are going to have a problem. The second issue, I agree with what the MEC said, and I want to take this opportunity and thank him for availing himself. It shows his commitment to the oath of office that he took, and it shows how sympathetic is he to the problems that our communities face. I want to persuade this meeting to accept the presentation made by the MEC and the commitment associated with such a presentation, so that we are able to hold him accountable. You know, when we are petition chair, it's for us to get such commitment so that we have got something to work on. Now the MEC has come here in front of the people here. He has indicated what is going to happen. I would persuade this meeting so that we accept the bill. If we speak more than that, and you know, there are things that we must avoid, Chair. These are community members. We do not want a situation where a nation would find ourselves, we in a lorry, you are road to be prioritized, we must go to the petitions committee. Now we come kind of a reprioritization committee of some kind without us realizing that. So hence I'm saying,
forums where
you see, so we need to avoid such things. Take petitions as they come, allow engagement between, because that's our main work, to allow engagement between petitioners and the petitioned. Because we are not petitioned. It is a public works that has been petitioned. Petitioners came, they met public works today, public works responded. Ours is to take what public works said and follow it up and make sure that it happens. This is work in progress. We will never finish the petitions on one day. We will never do that. In actual fact, there are petitions that we must still be heavy, that have got around 20 years. But because of their nature, they could not be concluded in one day. So we must never create an expectation that everybody who comes here will get the answer and go home happy. This is work in progress. I'm persuading everybody, Chair, that we accept what public works said, and our communities monitor the commitments made by the MEC. Thank you very much.
Honorable Max, none of it, you know, the first work, once I'm getting the Philippines, you know, one patient, and then it's not like Rotondo was in a meeting, so that you are hearing your petition and the graded response, and honorable members know how best can we get assisted. And we also need to be honest to ourselves. Our biggest problems in this province is roads and water. And the budget, it's as you want to accommodate that, then we should set up budget. We set up the roads that are not tarred, 21,000. Yeah? So we still have a long way to go. What is important for us and what we want and what we also appreciate for it, we don't want them to come here and commit things that they will not do. No, we don't want that. We want an honest reflection, and that's what we got. Honorable Max.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, Chair, I share the view, and I'm disappointed, but not because of the views, but of the reality. I mean, that is economics 101. The needs of our people is unlimited. Unfortunately, the resources are limited. I want a car, I want to fix my car, but if I don't have money, I can't fix it. I really want a new car, or I really want a car that is working. If I don't have money, that's the reality. And I understand where the MEC is coming from. I also understand where the petitioners are coming from, and it feels as if this committee is now really between a rock and a hard place, because they both make good arguments. They want roads, they don't have money. So because we have limited resources, we need to prioritize, and the MEC and his team are best suited to know where should it be prioritized, because there might be communities with bigger needs, bigger roads, maybe more usage. Whether or not that's correct, that is a debate for another day. But we need to be open to the fact that, and the Chief will correctly summarize it, unfortunately we do not have a magic wand here as the Petitions Committee and say, well, petitioner asks for roads and we punish the MEC and say roads within 2 days. Unfortunately we don't have that because we can't give the resources to the MEC. So please understand, when we have limited resources, we need to prioritize. Not saying that you are not priority, but if we don't have the money, we will need to go and look for money, and that is where I want to get through you, Chair, to the MEC. Because it's not a new issue, it's not the first time. I see in 2007 the office of the MEC said, well, let's talk to Rao. Let's see how we can do. Even if we only do a portion of the road and prioritize that, at least the community can see, well, we were seemingly forgotten. Let's do something there. Yes, I agree, the gravelling with the district and those are short-term solutions, but let's at least see if we can get a plan to long-term solutions. But from my side also, thank you for at least being honest, because if you make promises, I would probably be the one that is going to hammer you on those promises. So I think it's big of you to at least concede where you have issues and problems. Thank you, Chair.
I've tried to explain to Lynn, you have presented your petition. MEC has responded. Now it was an opportunity for honorable members to reflect on your petition and the response by the MEC. But others are not you want to get in. It's not like we are in a community meeting. We are not in IDP forums. But we are here to mediate. And you know, one of the roads is 11.5 and the other one is 4.3. Now minus 21,000. And I'm not sure what is the state of the remaining kilometers that we are talking about. It might be actually a horrible state also. But at the same time, we are also talking about budget. All these things, they can't happen without budget. You must have money to do roads. What encourages us, what comforts us, is when the MEC said, no, we are not going to do designs when we don't have money to construct roads. Because you must understand, when you design this financial year, the next year, financial year, the price of the cement is not the same for last financial year. The price has increased. So that design does not actually serve any purpose if you understand economics. That's how it works. Now, we thought we should then give honorable members to reflect and like I wonder about that. We then give these two hands and we close this net. And we'll tell you how we close it. And because already the department office of through the MEC has actually summarized what could be done in the meantime, because we then said we acknowledge and accept that the state of the road is bad, but we have a plan that we could do in the immediate interventions. So Kiabona Mato, then I can take that too. The double elapap.
Bakara, Rinero Tapa, Recolo, and one and bad. Zoria Vana Chair, they never Zufa. Gandre, Barpulpet Sangai. This was near Avalava, Umakura, Pambazon, Zal Kereke. Now, Kereke, our pieces about 2 weeks. About Kereke, die, who never had Sumbezabori, Apa Kura. Makuwale ebensi bakwambone achelede mutu mona muwazifa zitu zoshimwa ngachaye ara lusina chelede ngasunushumu sazwe haba bavyambisa zona na hawo baba makumbalo kutara ama zino kale kuwebole ngeta zitukutuku zinewa rido daraita. It's not that that's not cheap. Robuza baturi ni there kishikani urikalia mezela ya Elizabeth. Na kumwote ipo kwa na ndebe za kuzovulea. Kwa nani mkara wakare. Anadhiwa vitu. Zino. Vo-MEC vakomba zvone havana chirayiri zvone mara kavaite minti navo vomakura vanori rukarakara ruhoni rukokarakara dhani unari muoni ariwo matoweksi aukuchama navo avotecherezi zvinokonzomisa hani rinoita zvoraro rina vana rinoshuma tinozviona pana rikonodia semende richishuma kachivanga narina vana rinoshumana vari pinura vayokuziso ari vakororioshuma nerefuni mara kone vasoma chadzavokarine mchava
I think MEC will very have to respond to it because what we are saying, we understand the issue of the budget and we understand the issue of the character. Matter when is it coming to their roots, I think that's the timeline that we want to know. So that they are able to go back and give feedback to their communities that they represent.
Chair, just that don't forget to. This is exactly what I wanted to say because the negative, but for a dilemma. Now I hear you, and I understand what the MEC is saying and the Democrat is saying. We are talking to community people. Amen. Until I don't get time free. Remember, they've been complaining for almost 18 years. So you want to tell me today, for 18 years, as an Arabal plan, I mean, it's not an issue of today, it's from 2007 until today. It's not a new village, it's an old village. So, planning it all the time. So, today, it's like how we are addressing this issue now. It's like we are addressing a new issue. It's not an issue, a new issue. Those people, they have letters, reference that they've been meeting with communities, they've been meeting with the, different MECs and so forth. So, when we respond, don't respond as if it's a new thing. 18 years. I mean, really, we just need to be honest. For 18 years, then people were never complaining and do one. Then today when we address it, then we're still going to look for a budget. Yes, we know there's no money. But it has to be an issue that is going to address it as if it's a new thing. It's not a new thing, it's an old thing. So you ask yourself, okay, for those that were there at that time, where is the plan? Even if the political heads were not there, but the officials were there. And maybe some of them are still in the department. So, so that you can respond to these people so that when they go back home with something that is new. At the end of the day, yes, the NEC, so what we want right now, at the end of the day, because how we work as the committee, we want a time frame, understand? The NEC will give you a time frame that we are still going to do the follow-up. Now I worry a bit about unscrambling ignorance, unfair. It's an old issue that 18 years now. It's just like that issue that person since 1994 he applied to me. My name is there, but I don't get the house. Then when we want to address that house of the issue of that person, we address it, that person must start fresh. But since 1994, it's an old person and he is dying. Understand? So it's the same as this issue. So when we address it, are very fair, because what we want service delivered. That's it. So those people, the budget, the administration, it has nothing to do with them. It is not their issue. Their issue is service delivered. So when we address that thing of administration and what is for us, it's not for them. Just tell those people tomorrow react, the whole thing. Finish and plan. That this and that and the administration and the budget and whatever. It's for you. It's not an issue. It's not a new issue. So I'm sorry to say that, but I have to.
Let me have the meeting now. I think reality and I want to give you an example of Ulumba stakeholders. Can we have one meeting? The road, the financial year of 2017-18, the road was budgeted for, that's what they said. But the road was never constructed. Now, the NBC has actually presented, or he has actually inherited a lot of challenges in that department, in which he's also attending. And part of that is that the department was focusing on designs of roads. But you must understand, designs of roads is not construction of roads.
Yes.
And like I've said, now when you do cost estimate for this design for this financial year, if you can't construct that road, then the cost will have actually increased because the price of cement will have actually changed, the price of diesel. There are so many things that are actually getting included. Now, we are sitting here with you and I understand what we are saying because we said, yes, we have heard what the MEC is saying. You say, no, the MEC, you understand the issue that there is no budget. But you also heard about the Kere Wednesday. But when you go back to our communities, when are you going to tell them that you are going to see the Kere Wednesday where? That's the question. Now, what we want from the office of the MEC is the commitment together with the two say, but when are you going to reprioritize the roads? But at the same time, when are you going for the Kere Wednesday in those specific roads? But the issue of construction roads, our people is that it's not going to happen. Now, there's no money. And that's what the department is saying. Now, sitting here and telling you that what happened, because the MEC said it was a challenge, he has actually, and he is busy addressing that. He has dissolved the board, and he's working on those issues. We will not give you money to construct roads tomorrow. Those are the realities. But what can be done as an immediate intervention is what the MEC said. And that's what we need to focus on now, because it's the solution, immediate solution for now. So, and I think that's how we should then direct the meeting from where I'm sitting. And I hope you will assist me, Honorable Dr. Selani, in making sure that we're going moving to the right direction before I give the last end that they wanted to.
Yeah, no, there is no, wait, my leader, wait, we are still talking. We are representing you. That is why, the reason why there is a committee of the legislature is because we must represent you in areas where you can't be represented. Yes. That's what we are put for. And I hope and believe I'm in the same line with you. Honorable Chair, I don't think there is a trace matching. Honorable Mokano was just giving a historical context and the consideration that this committee and every one of us should make. And I don't see any problem of what Mutual Fetch was trying to say. Because the matter is raw. And what the MEC presented is eloquent. This committee has appreciated the fact that the Honorable the MEC has given a direction on what then must happen. And upon that response by the Honorable MEC, is the duty of these fellows to understand where does this come from and the challenge which I think they are faced with as a department. And now, the point here, even when I was discussing with the Honorable Chief, the point here is the time frame, because communities are worried that in as much as this road will be done for so many years, but we have never seen the Khere or whatsoever been graveling the roads in our own respective village. And now, probably the Honorable, the MEC and the Internet might respond according to the time frame within which they are going to re-gravel the roads and so forth. But what Honorable Makaba does not want is a situation where, as if we speak as if this thing has never been there before. She was just giving an historical context and the problems that currently we are facing with for now. We do acknowledge that this problem is long overdue. And at least by now, unlike before, the MEC has tried to respond to say this is what we are going to do, this is what we are going to do. And the community are worried about the time frame. So the time frame which is going to be responded by the MEC. Because they are very much skeptical. Why are they skeptical? They are skeptical on the basis that it's not over June. Who's not anything? And the problem that just started with the 7th administration, I think so.
Chair, can we?
No, the problem with the meeting, you are not assisting me.
Exactly.
No, what I've said, and I'm not disputing what Honorable Mukawa is saying, but when I was trying to summarize, I was trying to summarize exactly the response of the NDC. Now, when NDC, when he was talking about reprioritization of roads, is actually when you reprioritize, you are saying now I'm moving you from this financial year to this financial year. Now, that is the plan that the department is going to do in terms of prioritizing the roads, and that's what the MEC Muka was referring to. No, we have been talking about these things. What I'm going to do is, do we have a plan? That plan is going to be informed by reprioritization of the roads. But secondly, what do we do now as an immediate intervention? That's what the MEC said. To say we are going to make sure that we re-gravel the roads. And all what is needed from the MEC, just to make commitment by the dates in which we should expect the programs to visit both the roads, T5000 and T44. So that we must know when they live here, they must know when they should expect the program to visit them, when they should expect the MEC or the department to visit them. So I think what we are saying is one and the same thing.
Yeah.
So all
West High.
So that's why I was saying, no, because, and you see our communities, they don't have issues. They said, no, we understand the issue of budget. We understand the issue of budget. We understand the challenges and the frustration that we have as a department. All what we want to, we hear what we are, they are somewhere else. But that's what the question was actually saying. Or no, when should we expect you? So, and that's the answer that we should get from the department. So, and I could then give you an opportunity so that we give another opportunity to respond.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, it seems as if you are a committee member biting us and at the same time console us. They don't want to face the reality. Unlike the Chifenda and Latorze, Makazi Wabana. I face the reality. It's not about the broader challenges that the department is facing. In our case, it's not about the budget. In our case, it's from 2007. Apa petubo aribona sabato. Ngani ngauri arando kuchenza zero MEC bamba. Zina ndo inopanda kuzihanedza swashe. Vari road D5000 is not currently listed as a priority project on the consolidated district priority list for Makado and Tulamela local municipality. Nizwebamba zvaona. And Bari will consolidate is to 2019. Whereas the record Dash Rehab as a person, then I experience Chai office. No generally Tana, who you want to see this Sazara Shansa. Jesus Patos, is new. The Spatos is size. The news about the planet Zord. Then the Vatican Duangi Murawi. Ye office ye yabo ABC na ye office yabo standing committee chairperson. What is to tell Ngauri on 2018 district department you issue a letter key. Ichikoyaka the chief executive officer road agency Limpopo upgrading of road D5000. Diffusion the guy on HP. After this letter, the MEC office vari ramba mutanganoni hangeni tulavela offices nga help me to find the date.
It's on the 2 April.
Last 2 April, happened in 19. MEC, vari ramba mutanganoni tulavela uri carried richikohopa uri vakuyorelista vakuyoprioritize avo hei bana yavo rina riambiri mutanganoni on the same date but vakarumela a cancellation letter yahoyo mutangano. Since then rosokodzura adhiriso riringani vakuzvibona ndingazvoti rodo varavuya pano and zvauri ndi issue ya budget asi zvone ngauri ari issue ya budget rinazodori vo-MEC kavatakonza musi vambodiya vashere bana 11 kilometers namusi rikwambori kava riprioritizevo hadzibhadha dzine vavakato zvinongobharerisa kuti variprioritize from 2007 ndizviiyo roririya pali muduva kamutangano rokudzisa criteria urina what criteria are you using to prioritize the roads? Now I'm still questioning what criteria are you going to use to reprioritize? Because you failed in the first time to prioritize. If you prioritize our road in the first place, then you can come and do only 2 kilometers. And then you can say to us, here, we can do only 2 kilometers because of budget constraints. Yes, we can understand. But how can we understand? Thank you very much. Only, let's face the reality. We have the letters, all the letters, and the MEC did not prioritize us. We want to be prioritized. Then the issue of budget is another story. You can come and do 1 kilometer, no problem. But the response from the MEC, you are not carrying out. Thank you.
No. I get we are not in a community meeting. We have heard you, and we have heard your frustrations. It's not like we are going to open up for those discussions and so. But I think from what he said, for sure you have heard it. Said no, they have to prioritize. There's been letters from your department, from RAN, making commitment to prioritizing them, but there's nothing. At least if we should have done 1 kilometer, at least they will have confidence that at least the remaining kilometers will come. And I thought maybe I should then give you an opportunity. No, that's not how we work in this meeting. We will not allow. No. We have your papers, we have everything, and we will not make commitments that they are not going to be honored. We just need to be realistic on the conditions that are there, and the department must also look into what we have and what can be done.
No, thanks very much, Honorable Chair, and thanks very much, Honorable members, for the contributions. Chair, I'm still going to repeat myself. We are not going to lie to our communities as leaders, because we ought to be honest to our communities. Whether it's painful or whatsoever, the effect of the matter is that we need to be honest. And if a man says, yes, I understand you, I did give an example, just practical example, that you are a man of the house. you have only 100 rand. And the needs, not the wants, the needs are something that you cannot live without. Of your family is 5,000. And you are forced to prioritize on the 100 rand. That's the example that I gave. Two is that the chair, you know, I don't want to compare our communities, but I think I did said here earlier on that we are having a program in our department called Stakeholder Tuesday, where we meet with senior traditional leaders, forums, community leaders, and all these stakeholders that and communities in the main. And I can tell you, the information that they are talking about, we have it. And seated here, there are communities that have been looking for road since 2000, others since 90-something. But I don't want to go there. So we must not create an impression that because the communities are saying that from 2006, then they are the worst or they are the last ones. I don't want us to go there. So the frustration that we find ourselves in is budget. And we can't take a risk of lying to this leadership that was sent here. Because if we lie to them, we are also lying to the community that they've sent them here. All what Honorable Members has said here, we understand all of them. And also we appreciate how you are fair on treating all the issues, both us and our petitioners that are here. But the fact of the matter is that we are in a situation that all of us here, as elders, we ought to understand the situation that we find ourselves in. The issue of reprioritization is one of the decisions that I think this meeting needs to take. And that is one of the important decisions, because even before you go to construction or allocate the budget, the road needs to be reprioritized. And I don't want to go back because anything that has happened that time and now, I'm here now, I must take responsibility of everything. I don't want to say last time and all that. I want to take responsibility. And I'm saying to you now, the ESCO of the civil administration said to me that because we are saying we are having challenges, there are a lot of communities that are having letters on the chair members. Communities that are meeting there, they are having appointment letters. In some communities, even contractors were there and they were checking borrow pits and all that, and nothing has happened. I don't want us to go there. It's a fact. So, but what matters now is what our communities need to understand. And I also agree with you, Chair. I don't know whether it was Chief Wicon. We don't want to turn this meeting, because now everyone is looking at us, as a meeting where you will come and then you speak. After speaking the MEC, then reprioritize. I don't want to. So that on its own, it means that we are taking this community very serious. That it has been long that they were looking for this intervention. Then only Khere is the program that we are saying. In the meantime, our roads need to be drivable. Our roads leading to hospitals, to churches, to our traditional authorities and all that. And that's exactly what we are doing as government, using our own internal fleet. And the commitment that I'm doing here, Chair, is that we're going to do assessment next week. I'm going to send a team to do assessment next week in both roads in our both districts, just next week. And I'm instructing my office here to do you need to have that constant communication with the office of the chair of the committee. While myself at the other level, I will be communicating with the chair. Currently in Capricorn, our teams are, some they are in Blobek, some I went with the minister, they are doing
a 12-kilometer road in Hamash. When they end there in Hamash, we'll then go to Lopa to deal with this particular road. And we'll have that constant communication. And that thing can happen in the next few weeks, if not 2 of them. That's the commitment that we're making. And on this commitment, we are not saying we're still going to go through supply chain processes and all that. It's our own stuff, it's our own yellow fleet. There is a lot of diesel there that we are going to our heavy estate department that we are using when we are implementing our Wednesday program. So that's the commitment that I'm doing. And this commitment about the graveling program, it then does not delete exactly what we are saying here. This communities need target, this effect. And I'm still emphasizing that when we come for you, like others that have been waiting, this financial year we are going to them. We are going to do these roads by phases. We are not going to do the whole 11 kilometers. But the fact of the matter is that on this current financial year, on the less than billion that we have to use as the entity for the whole year, they are not there. So we are going to take them where they are, bring them closer, so that as and when we go to other financial years, we'll then prioritize them. That's why the fact of the matter is that I'm seated here. I'm still saying the NCD government that is leading this province is a caring government, because if we were not caring, we're not going to even sit here and listen to our communities. We are here, we are a caring government. All of us are agreeing here from all different parties that we ought to give our people services, because we are all elected to give our people services, regardless of who requests those services, because they are members of our communities. So with these few words, Chair, let me pause here and say, with the commitments that we are not promising here in this committee, this is one of the important committees, like we are always doing, we are committing that even on that day of in both districts, we are going to make a formal invitation to yourself, Chair, and committee members to at least come and feel and have a sense of what we are doing on the ground and how after the road will be traveled. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable MC. And I think this is what has been emphasized throughout the meeting. The MEC is actually making commitment that in the next 3 weeks, can we then say it in the next 4 weeks, that just to be safe, it's a month from today. So then Wednesday will be in your booth, will be in both districts, attending to those roads deal 5,000 and deal 4044. We get an invitation as the committee members, together with yourselves, we also extend that the next stakeholders want to be there and see yourselves the work that the department will be doing in our respective district, in our respective roads. The issue of budget has been emphasized, and we actually appreciate that the agency was honest. He gave an honest reflection in terms of the state of the finances, that they will not actually have the budget to be tiring, but they could consider reprioritization of the roads. And that's how we should end this meeting now. And that's the summary of the discussions of today's meeting. So we don't want to make over commitments that we not know also to honor. But lastly, let me thank the petitioners and the department. No. We're not going to open. That's not how we work.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. I feel you are ignoring me. I have something to
No.
to help you something.
No. We are not going to work like that.
So I'm trying to, sorry.
No, you don't have to wait. I'm the chair of the meeting. This is not, you see, even honorable members have also had to suppress them. You should understand that. So, we have heard you, I have summarized the meeting, the resolution of the meeting. If you have any other thing, you could come and talk to me after the meeting. If there is a need that we could incorporate your views, then we could also do that. So, but for now, we want to thank you for honoring our invitation, for coming, and we also want to appreciate the honest reflections from yourself, Honorable Lucy, and the petitioners. And that's how we conclude this matter in this meeting. And we can then release you and we remain as a committee members.